The competition should only be between you and yourself. It should never be between other people, because you're never going to be in the same race. You're never going to be able to run it. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's a bit like when people go, "Oh, I hate what I look like," and I was like, "Well, in 10 years, you wish you look like now. You
can
wish."
only be the best version of you.
Why are we laughing?
Was
Was there a funny intro that happened?
funny intro of somebody
Callan.
breathing heavily down the mic.
We were talking about podcasts and when you listen to and they have like a nose whistle or they're breathing quite heavily. So I was
One
thinking.
producer's talking and breathing like this because he's got a blocked nose.
Sorry if
Okay,
you're listening in
I'm-
your
haven't
headphones.
got a blocked nose.
It's fine, don't worry.
Okay.
How is everyone today, Callan? How are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah, quite a busy start to the morning. Just cutting some pictures and taking some clips with clients, and then busy. But yeah, I'm good. Happy. Obviously, the sun's out. Weather's looking alright in a minute.
Weekend's gonna be
warm.
banging
Shorts
by the
are
look
on. Yeah, all good.
Can't see on the set.
No,
yes.
Oh, shit. I'm wearing a jumper.
25 degrees today, and
You've
he's
been
wearing a
Not in
jumper.
here.
He's been in
No, in
Croatia,
fairness,
hasn't he?
no.
Yeah. I know what. I've just come back from somewhere else.
Is it?
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Ah, now
There
this
we
makes sense.
go.
Go on, and where have you been? That explains the sun.
Well, on obviously last week was a crazy week, and I came back from holiday, which was lovely, and then went to Wimbledon, and then I did Adele on Friday. When I saw Adele at Hyde
I
Park,
remember you saying that. Yeah. How
Yeah.
was it? Was it good?
mate, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Beautiful.
It was so many people, like 65,000.
Wow.
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow.
Wow. Though I had a little hack about going to toilet.
Go on.
No, don't just pee yourself, but like just just go where you are. If you're a boy, the urinals are like you walk into the toilets and then you have to go all the way around, and then that's where the urinals are, I think, like troughs really. But if you walk in the exit of the urinals, it's right there, so you don't have to walk all the way around. So if you just go, doop, and
Yeah,
you
but
can
most
sleep.
festivals I go, or been to the last times I went, where loads of women were in there. And I was like,
Not in the urinals though.
100%.
What, using Shiwis?
Shiwis, yep.
Shiwis.
Clever, right?
Mate.
I think that's one of the most clever
I've seen
offences
someone
ever.
use a Shiwi. It wasn't like they talk about us getting it on the seat. I was like, mate, it's everywhere.
I don't even know what that is. Maybe we can discuss that afterwards.
maybe.
Well, genuinely, you don't know?
Nah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone look it up now. And then, and then I was working in Holland. We were in Utrecht, and then in Amsterdam. I came back last night.
Amsterdam's a wicked place. I love it out there.
It's cool. And then I'm away again.
Where are you going?
Slovenia.
Where's that?
Slovenia.
Slovenia. It's just south.
Slovakia.
Yeah, it's just south. It's near Italy.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
And what you going there for? The dog thing?
No holiday.
Just hot? I'm just a hot.
Living life. Fair play.
Mate,
You got to see the world.
Airports are crazy.
Have you been there before?
Airport. Yeah. I went there like 4 years ago. But airports are crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
There, you just. But you have to go there knowing it's crazy, and then you're fine. So if you've got to stand in a
So
queue,
it's more crazy than normal.
yeah. If you've got to stand in the queue's 2 hours. Like the other day, it was 2 hours just security. The airport was fine. Security was hellish, but actually made quite nice conversations with people in the queue. It was quite nice to converse. Someone was saying
So
goodbye
what's
to their
changed
son.
then?
I don't think there's anyone helping with the bags. There's lack of people on security desks. And everyone is just clamoring to get their holidays in because 2 reasons. One, they didn't go on holiday because of COVID. And secondly, they're worried that COVID's going to hit again. And, well, another reason is that just spend the money where you can, because all of a sudden butter is like £7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Why you
obviously
can do it.
Yeah.
with the travel vouchers, some of them are expiring, aren't
They're
they?
expiring,
Too.
so get it in. And all these are delayed holidays and all this stuff, and you're going like when I
Man.
go, I'm not going with like 3 children and my wife or husband. I'm going just me and maybe a friend, and they can do whatever. So, you know, I don't
You've
really
got it
care.
quite easy then.
Yeah, and then, but I see people with their whole families, and everyone's really distressed. And what I would just say, chill. Don't worry, you will get your flight. Don't worry about it.
Sort of bad way of looking at it. You're going to get there at some point.
It's like one of Callan's quotes. Apparently, you got a good one later.
I
as well.
have.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm
he's
gonna reveal
revving
in
up.
Roughly 25 minutes.
Scott, what is going on with you before we get on to hot topics?
Oh.
That was a live
I
one.
didn't even push the button.
well, 'cause
What's
we-
been going on with me is, wow, it's been a bit of a roller coaster since the last time you were here.
Which is less than a week ago, because we did it on Thursday last
yeah,
week. so-
less than a week ago. Obviously, the PT and the mental health PT and things really starting to pick up pace now.
Wow.
I may have quite a big sponsor, but I'm not allowed to say until it's all been approved.
Why didn't you just whisper into Mike? There's only 5 people who are watching, so it's fine.
54 subscribers.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah,
That's fair. They may get
we need one a week now. Don't we? 'Cause, like, as long as we got more subscribers than episodes, I feel like that's a good way of going for it. Because I don't want to be like
a bad way.
I don't want to be like, yeah, it's fine. Let's just reposition cameras because you're so handsome. We need to make sure there's a lot of sides of you.
So we've done obviously the PT inside of it's gone really well. Obviously some medical stuff that's going on with me is not winning.
Right. Is there a journey that we need to do on this, like, separately? Because I feel like we're not really...
I will after the 22nd of August when I definitely all the bits and pieces all come
Because I feel like we're talking very just sort of like flippantly about it, which I don't think it actually is.
Yeah.
Is that what you want, though? Do you want it to be a bit more like, meh?
I just want to see what happens. Well, obviously, I go for another bit of it on the 27th. July, and then I get the results and everything else and blah 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 on the 22nd of August. So obviously until that time, I'm just it is what it is at the moment.
Okay.
So obviously I've kind of with obviously my PTSD, I have a tendency to overthink a lot of things. So I've kind of got myself to a stage where if you don't feel anything, like happy, sad, medium. Do you know what I mean? Your brain's just it's quite clever in that sense. It kind of stops you feeling emotions. You can't just switch one thing off, so it switches it all off.
Do you agree in microdosing?
In what way? CBD? Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Perfect example. Yesterday someone contacted me, knows that I can get CBD in bits and pieces. They're doing a school... Like their kid goes to school for the first time, when they have the induction days. And I was like, right. They're like, my anxiety's going to kick off massive. I said, well, come and do a gym with me in the morning. And here's some CBD. And they were like, does it work? I was like, give it a try. You've got nothing to lose. You can do gallons and gallons of it. You can't overdose on it. It's not going to damage you in any sort of way. All it can do is help or nothing.
Like it.
So obviously CBD for me when I was doing in lockdown, that massively helped. All right, okay, the citalopram and everything I was on, that kind of numbed everything rather than just one thing. It numbs everything. And obviously when I was doing the CBD in the morning, bits and pieces like that, I was also my daughter who has epilepsy. She was having what we call the gummies, the CBD gummies, which basically helps, doesn't stop it, but it slows down the epilepsy in bits and pieces, so you don't have so many seizures. So yes, I know I am a fan of.
I just thought I'd throw it out there. I didn't know you were thinking. Your voice was very low today.
Very low.
Like you've been shouting. Like my voice was low because I was literally in a huge crowd just going, "Never mind, I'll find someone like you." I literally the next day I couldn't speak.
No, it's probably because I've had my kids all week. All 4 of them.
Oh, it was just a shout telling him off all the time.
Oh, yeah, like this morning. Go into the bathroom. Listen, how the hell did the pee all over? Didn't just pee all over the toilet seat. It hit the back of the seat, up the wall.
Yeah.
You got 4 toilet rolls on the floor.
You got to teach kids to sit down.
And I'm like,
teach them to sit
what
down.
the hell? But it's like they used to, and obviously this is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Society has made them. They're privileged. That everyone they don't care.
Well, I tell you a great way to make them care.
Go on.
Give them the job to clean the bathroom.
Well, that's pretty much
because as soon as you give them that thing, then they've cleaned it. They're like, "Wow, pick up your towel." They'll turn into that straight away. They turn into a parent because they're like, "I was just cleaning this for like 45 minutes." Like, come on.
Because I was only having them at weekends. Obviously, I wasn't so like making them do the washing up and like
chores,
my son.
man.
Right,
Chores are
listen,
good.
you want a school shirt back out? Hang it up. Put the dirty one in the thing. I'm not taking it down for you. There's a washing machine there. Crack on.
They get used to it.
And like, Dad, can I have my shirt back? Is the washing machine on? Yeah. Is your shirt in there? No. Now, whose fault is that then? It ain't mine. Yeah, but Dad, I must have. I must. I'm like,
I must.
You can have.
Could you imagine back in the day, like our parents talking to our grand, they'd just be smashed. You know what I mean?
Get out.
Did you get hit as a child?
Yeah, what I remember saying to my dad was, so my mate reported his mum to, like the children's, like Childline, yeah, for smacking him.
Recently?
Oh no,
back in the day.
Back in the day when we was at secondary school, and I remember going, did that work? He's like, yeah, my mum's like, oh, and I'm like, right, I'm going to try that. So I went into my dad. He's walloped me. Well, I've done wrong, blah, blah, blah. Smacked my ass. I was like, I'm going to report you. And he was like, come here. Wallop, straight on the chin. And I went, now you got something to report. And I was like, I'm going to report it. And he was like, hey, yeah, what you fail to remember is I won't be leaving the house. They take you away, not me away.
Yeah.
And I was like,
this is on my house. You're like,
yeah, whoops. That didn't quite work the way I planned.
I had a funny thing. It was like it was a West Indian family, and they were like, I'm gonna call Childline, and the mum was like, if you can make it to the phone first, you can call whoever you want. Stood in front of the phone, you know what I mean? She's like, I'll just go to my room.
It kind of backfires as a child.
No one had mobile phones then. You couldn't find it yourself.
I remember asking my mum at 14.
Yeah.
All my friends were sneaking off to, remember Valbonds?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so they were sneaking off to Valbonds in Reading. I was like, Mum, I want to go to a nightclub. She's like, you're 14. I was like, what's your point? You're a shit, Mum. You're this. You're okay for everything.
Yeah.
Come here. All right, I'm not going to the nightclub.
All right. Okay. Do you know it used to be £10 to get in?
Yeah, drink free all night.
Drink free all night.
Yeah.
Girls, free.
Yep.
Drink
Of
free
course
all
it
night.
was.
Free
That don't surprise me at all.
You told
night.
me you should do that. You told me you should do that.
Crazy. And we were all 14, 15, 16.
Was that
Yeah.
enterprise to any girls, or do you have to be a certain
Caliber.
look?
No.
Hey,
Nah, it was anyone.
Surely.
Utopia may be different, but Vabons was anyone.
Oh, yeah,
It was
so
alternative. It was like-
Sangria it used to be constantly. They used to do jugs of sangria. The road used to be like a purple colour where everyone had yacked on the way out in Caversham. Yeah,
Now it's just a spice oven.
yeah, just the spice of it. Yeah. Not even a
Oh,
night.
is that where it used to be?
Yeah, that's where the
Yeah.
club used to be. There's no clubs anymore, there is there?
No, they don't really exist much, do they?
No, it's changed massively, hasn't it? Like, I mean,
Well, they
it's-
reckon because the generation that's coming through, which I think's right, it's 25 or 28% of the generation don't drink as much, or they don't drink at all because they're now about to study in this. They've learned the binge drinking is starting to go the other direction.
yeah,
now.
I guess as well, if you look at the generation now compared to before, back then you didn't have technology at your disposal as much as you have now. So I guess that's another thing. People have got too many distractions and rather stay and play COD for a night
With the
rather
mates.
than going out.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Though we did have Golden
Still gets supremely busy, but yeah.
I think there's more activities as well. People are
Yeah,
doing more
people
activities.
expect more. The generation, like we were saying, you don't just go out like if you went to Slug and Lettuce in Reading, you want some food and a dance and a drink. You don't just go where we would have gone and had something to eat beforehand
Level ones. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
and then got pissed. We weren't
So, I
worried
mean,
about the.
we're talking like it doesn't happen. That's exactly what I do, and that's exactly what thousands of people still
Yeah.
do.
Well,
But,
it's true, but I
yeah,
think
there probably is, like you say,
there's
a
more
margin
distraction.
less.
Yeah,
But
there's-
use a football boy.
Yeah.
Most women will go out for something to eat with their mates and then go to out after.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, some of my mates, my good friends, don't even like football. Well, one of them in particular, he just loves getting steaming.
Yeah, he goes
So,
right.
there
He
you
goes
go.
for the crack.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'd ever go to a game was for the crack. They start at like Garen when I go to a Spurs game. It'll be at Weatherspoons for breakfast and a pint at 9:30.
Yeah.
And that's how they start the day. And I'm like, hang on, but the game's not till like 4.
Then
Yeah.
you
What's your point?
Then you ain't eating till late at
And
night.
it's, and it's literally drink all day.
I am
Get
the
to the
worst
game.
mood if I've not eaten. Like the worst. I can't
Really?
get it. I can't. I was at an event and I hadn't eaten because it got missed and everything else was meat and I hadn't had any food and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, how are you doing?" There was nothing left of me. I was like, I can't
Wasting
even
away on the
speak to you.
floor.
They were like, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, "Haven't eaten." And when I had eaten, they're like, "You feel better?" I was like, "No, I've already pushed myself to that place that I'm already unhappy.
Really?
So I need to go to bed. Yeah. I need to reset. I need another day.
You could see it being like, right.
Yeah, they mean, oh my god, it's terrible.
And bye.
Hungry,
Gone.
hungry, and lack of sleep. Yeah, it's crazy.
I can imagine.
I'm a nightmare.
Yeah, you tired and hungry.
No.
Yeah.
I switch off really, and my tolerance is 0. You say one thing, and I'm like,
Gone for it.
gone.
Right. and
Yes. Anyway,
On to
let's do this. Hot topics.
Sweet. Well, as we were just speaking about Dan's mental health, I want to find out the mental health of one guy in particular, or should I say 2 guys in particular, just one after the other. Going to speak about Cameron Norrie, who became only the 4th British man in 50 years to reach the last 4 at Wimbledon, following a 5-set thriller against David Govin. The world number 9 takes on the highest ranked male player in Novak Djokovic on Friday. How do you think his mental health is right now?
Well, last night, because I actually saw him on Wednesday.
All right.
So I saw the game that he played on Wednesday last week, and he was great. And the person next to me was giving him loads of abuse and be like, "Oh, he's not very, he doesn't mix up his game," and he's just mixing up his game. And then yesterday I heard his chant. Have you heard his chant?
No.
Nori, 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 oi, 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 Nori, oi, Nori, and like it's so on Wimbledon.
Yeah, the football boys arrived.
You have to put down your strawberries and cream for 1 second. Nori, Nori, you know what I mean?
That's when they start doing the wave in the crowd.
Oh my god! No, I think the situation with him and his play and what he's doing, and other people that have gone out, and Murray's gone out and stuff like that, and like Serena went out at the beginning of the week and all this stuff, and he's still there battling it out. And if you look around, so we've got a game to play right now. We've got Nadal's playing, and we've got Kyrgios is playing as well. So theoretically, the semi-finals is Djokovic and Norrie. You've got Kyrgios and Nadal. I mean, that's a great semi-final in itself, which is incredible.
Haven't they moved it today? First time in 100 years or something. They've moved the timings or something.
Oh yeah, so they're saying, I don't know if it's going to be today, but they're moving. So on centre court and court 1, the timings has always been after 1 and 1:30, when normal play on the other court starts at 11.
Oh, okay.
So that's what
Because
just
it was saying about.
Well, it's getting too late, so they're pushing it. I'm watching tennis at
Yeah,
I was on a
literally
date
in bed at 11:15 the other night watching
What?
tennis.
yeah.
What, they were still playing
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, last year I was there until
Well, that
quarter to
surely
11.
messes with your mental health by itself. Because
Quarter to 11.
dragging that out for a whole day, waiting to go on or not playing.
Yeah.
So how long? Because obviously, I've seen highlights and I know what tennis is and I've watched it and all the rest of it. But how long can they be playing for? Then?
Three
Mate,
hours,
the
3.5 hours.
The longest match went on for nearly, what was it, 18 hours?
18
No,
hours.
it can
Went
no
on-
way.
mate,
It's
it
gotta
went
be-
on for ages.
I think it was.
Obviously
I think it was
not
5 hours.
consecutive.
I think it was 5 hours.
Not consecutive.
Yeah.
But the longest game, obviously, they have to stop. Carry on the next day.
Well, so,
I know, yeah.
mate, that must have messed with their heads bad. I'm winning.
Yeah, let me find
You
it
sleep
for you.
wrong, get a bad night, didn't eat the right thing, come back and underperform. Do you know what I mean? Well,
Yeah,
I can
I've watched Nadal's and Federer. Do you know what? I was with Federer.
There you go.
2
11
days
hours
ago.
and 5 minutes.
Yeah, I forget
Court
Federer.
18 at Wimbledon, 2010.
11
John
hours.
Isner
Who was
and
that?
Nicholas Mahut.
Oh my god! What round was that?
Not too sure, but it spanned over 3 days.
Oh my
Jeez.
goodness!
So I mean, like you wouldn't just carry on playing.
no,
like,
I mean, you'd be just
but
dead.
still, nuts.
I,
Yeah, so
I feel with
you
his
go on
mental
for
health
however
going
you
on
like.
to take on the world. Is Djokovic world number 2 right now? Or
Number 1.
He's number 1. And it's just
So
going to be
he's
amazing.
going to take on the world's number 1.
Yeah, he's taking
Mate, his
Djokovic
mental
on
health
tomorrow.
Must be up, down, left, right. That would have been all over the place.
Do you know what? He is the 4th British person to make the semi-finals male ever.
Yeah, but people
Ever.
are going to. If he loses,
Yeah. No, everyone's going to be so happy for him. Everyone's going to be so happy.
It's a
No one's
win-win
expecting him.
situation for
No
him,
one's
isn't it,
expecting.
really?
But then
You
Djokovic
reckon?
was 2 sets down yesterday, and he came back.
He did. Yeah. So,
So
it can happen, but I mean, if he loses, he's going to go down as, again, in history, the 4th player to get there. But if he beats Djokovic to get to the final,
Ooh, it hasn't happened many times.
of course, his head must be racing right now. I don't know if he's played Djokovic before. I imagine he probably has.
He must have. Youth level or something.
But yeah, crazy time for him right now.
Happy for him.
Yeah. So
I couldn't.
next,
I'm not gonna
We're not
lie.
asking you. It's fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll throw it back to last week. Let's talk about Andy Murray. Do you think there's a slight bit of envy towards Norrie? The fact that he's in the semi-final.
Nah, I think
No,
they'll be
he's
just
not.
No, I
support.
think he was in that. Kind
He'll
of,
be respective, but I think, I mean, just being
It must be at
devil's
least a
advocate here.
tiny bit.
Yeah, because if we're analysing how we spoke before about to make it professional, you need to have that arrogance in your play and being able to just do whatever. There must be a thing,
Competitive. You've got to have the
competitiveness,
yeah.
thinking, oh, that could have been me, that should have been me.
But but the thing
But I
is,
mean,
like,
they're friends.
10
so.
years younger
yeah,
and no
true,
hip operation.
True,
You
but
know what I mean?
I
You got to
guess-
bow out.
it's same as like when you're a footballer,
Mhm.
you retire, you'd be like, wish I could still do that, because in your head you still think you can, but your body just doesn't allow you.
Nope. No, do you know, it is inspiring to see people like that. Like the other day, I was just at this event, and Federer was there, and he was this charismatic, beautiful, funny, guy who's just like, hopefully I can come back. You know, even he's thinking that he can come back. I think once you're in that competitive element, I don't think that you can ever take it out of you.
Yeah, it's for life, isn't it? You have to be a certain kind of person to be in that kind of thing, really.
Yeah, you're not for me either. I'm competitive, but like, no, fine. But I'm not jealous. I've never been jealous. I don't think jealous gets you anywhere. People used to say to me,
"Hang on, trait." I've been jealous before, and that's like one thing which I've tried to remove.
You've never been jealous.
I'm never jealous. I'm proud. I'm always proud.
That's good,
mate. Honestly,
now I aim to be like that. If I'm ever having jealous thoughts, I take myself out of the situation because I hate it. But if you're constantly being proud, then
I use people as inspiration. So I use people, or like, you know, especially when I did X Factor and stuff like that, and people doing well, they're like, "Oh, does that bother you?" I was like, "No, I went for the journey with them. I'm so proud of them. I love seeing where they're going. We all go through different things, and just because you're balling and doing great, it doesn't mean you're happy. You know what I mean? Like,
some of the conversations when you've told me about certain contestants on the X Factor, I'm like,
when you combine jealousy with like resentment, that's when it gets really bitter.
That's a
when
weird
you feel like you've been hard done by, and someone who's right. But let's take a key example. Like if you're in school doing a presentation, and there's someone there on the sidelines who does no work, and then they step up there and they get a higher grade than you.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's hard to. But I'm proud of you.
No, but they have a natural talent. Because what I'm trying to do, if I have to work so hard, right, to do something that I'm not naturally talented at, and someone just comes and beats me who is naturally talented, I can do nothing about that. So it's fine.
True.
I'm in a different lane. The competition should only be between you and yourself. It should never be between other people, because you're never going to be in the same race. You're never going to be able to run it. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's a bit like when people go, "Oh, I hate what I look like," and I was like, "Well, in 10 years, you wish you look like now. You can
only be the best version of you, can't you? Like you say, you can't be.
I half agree with that.
Yeah.
Because the one thing I've learned, like I left school not being able to read and write, there's pieces like that. There's, how do I put this in the politest way? You are your own enemy.
Yeah. No one's more horrible than you are.
Yeah. And you can achieve, if we can put a man on the moon, we've got the same brain, we just have learnt differently.
Yeah, we have different talents.
Yeah. But if you want to do something, Arnold, come on. Mm-hmm. Look, he knew what he wanted and he made it happen.
Yeah, but also luck.
And that wasn't talent because he can't act for shit.
No, but luck. But also he put his talent somewhere else. So he's just like, I'm going to look the best. So then the other stuff doesn't matter.
You know what I mean? Acting were to be that shocking.
Because in the end, not saying he's ever been a great actor, but he's been good enough and done incredible films.
Yeah.
So he found incredible films. You know, there's not one path. There's many paths. I've taught kids for so many years, and I always encourage them to just be them. I never want them to be a copy of anyone else. I still coach football, so I'm fine.
You don't miss being a teacher?
I feel like if you're free to be able to help, then yeah. If you're just trying to teach a criteria that you've been set down already from above, it's difficult because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that kids are leaving school without knowing enough of life.
They're not streetwise, as I was saying.
That's what we spoke about with Harry, wasn't it, on a couple of episodes ago. You don't find out anything to do with life. Taxes,
it's not right.
Self-assessment forms.
Mate, but that's next level. I guarantee most people are coming out there, they don't even know how to do their own washing and they can't cook. They are literally the lowest standard things, and you should be able to come out of your life and school and house. This is your parents' fault as well.
100%.
You should be coming out of the house and you should be able to learn how to cook at least 20 meals. You should know how to do that. Coming out of school and home life and going to university and being able to cook nothing is diabolical.
That's tragic. And I feel, okay, school, of course, have a duty of care, but I agree with you saying about parents, it falls entirely at their feet in regard to cooking.
Don't get me wrong. There is no time. If you looked after any kids, it's a bloody nightmare. And all this situation, you know, you've got kids and stuff like that. It is a nightmare to say, hey, do you want to help with the cooking today? Do you want to do the shopping, or do you want to, or should we just go to McDonald's? You know what I mean? There's easy options.
Yeah, of course, there's easy options. Like when I met, what was my wife back in the day, my mum was quite proud that, yeah, he is ready. I was like, what do you mean by that? He knows how to do washing. He knows how to do ironing. He knows how to cook. He knows how to clean the house. And my mum was quite proud of the fact that she's like, yeah, don't let him get away with it.
Do you know why? Because she raised a man, or she didn't raise a boy.
Dan's throwing in the words wisdom a bit early, isn't he? Jesus.
Yeah, but
And
my
I'm
mum
not
was
even-
quite proud
and
that,
I'm-
no, don't let him get away with it. He can do
And
it.
I'm not even saying it's the same as you're raising a woman. You're raising a woman instead of a girl. Like, it's the same thing. When your parents let you go, they've had to raise a grown ass adult and not keep them childlike, because that's what they want them to be forever. You have to let them go, but you have to give them the tools to be able to do stuff. And it's so important. But most parents, you're a parent. Most parents are like, I want you still to be young and just little and just I want to hug you and I don't want you to worry about the world and stuff like that.
Skills. So like
All
my kids, all my boys, including my daughter, know how to fix a tire on a bike. We took all their bikes apart, but obviously, like my eldest son, he is one of these, can't do it.
His tolerance is
I ain't
there, that's
doing
what it is. But he knows that you'll just do it for him. If
No, I don't go out.
That's not being done.
What do you want me to do about it? There's a problem. I know how to solve it. I'm telling you, there's an answer. There is a way of doing it. Yeah, but I can't do it. You do it. I'm like, you shit out of luck there, mate.
Yeah.
Walk off. And I've given you the basic skills. If I'm 100% telling you it can be done, that means I know it can be done.
We're all lazy and we're all cut corners. We just have to learn that cutting corners doesn't get you to where you want to
But
be.
that doesn't help as far as I'm concerned. If you're not prepared for life, as life will chuck shit, and I'm not saying it's always going to work, but imagine, right, he has kids of his own, and I hadn't shown him, or my daughter. Say my daughter ends up as a only mother one day. Just, I'm not, she would touch wood, it never happens, and she has a great, but she knows how to show her son or daughter how to change that tyre. Could you imagine being my daughter when she's going to drive, not be able to change a tyre of a car? What the hell?
So
I mean,
the tire of a car is one thing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I could
Bike tire.
I-
I couldn't. Like,
Could you take
if
it-
I'd be honest, I
could-
wouldn't be able to change a
You
car
could-
tire.
Okay, no, you could.
Without,
No,
like,
you
trying it on my own.
You could try. You could change a car tire if it. Well, it's all it is pretty much you need the jack and take the
Yeah,
bolts out. And
yeah,
then
I mean, like,
you're
I've
not
never
taking
been
the
in
inner
that
tube out. And
situation.
stuff
But
like that.
you'd give it a go,
I
right?
would-
Because
yeah, I would do it.
You've
I
got
would make-
other skills that can.
Yeah, I
We'll
mean,
give it a
like,
go. We're like,
There's always YouTube as well, isn't there?
yeah, we do have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
YouTube,
you'd always be able to do it. It's like when I changed my windscreen wipers, I didn't just go and start yanking them about. I just watched a quick
Well, that's
video.
like Halfords rely on
Um,
people when they're going, do you know what? I could do it, but here's a $5. Do it.
Yeah,
Job done on it.
I mean, 100%.
But obviously, you've
I
got to
will
have
watch
certain
them,
skills.
but because I only do it once a year, I forgot the next year how to do it. So I'm like, oh,
I need to
Guys,
get mine
they
done
paid the
right now. They're
fiver.
making the most
Yeah,
awful
but-
squeak. Terrible. Honestly, if I could be hammering down with rain. And my wife was still going. I'm like, no, I need to get this done. I've been meaning to get it done for
Mate,
about 6 months.
can I
and
say-
I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow.
go and get it done.
We're
Yeah.
in summer.
Go and get it done.
Yeah.
Just get it done.
I know. I
There's,
know.
there's bugs on your
Being
windscreen.
lazy.
Go and get it done.
Could you imagine
time
what?
lazy.
Right, here's a question, right? Could you imagine what sort of dad he would be?
Me? I know exactly what sort of dad I'd be.
You what you would be?
Oh yeah, I'd be a mix between strict.
Hey,
get out,
I'm
get out
telling
from
you
my.
now.
I
No,
tell
get
you,
that- get
you
out-
are
You'd be a
the
soft touch.
you are the
Nah.
you are
Yeah,
the
well-
dad that your kids need. Like there's an element that,
Wait.
that all your kids come out and out of the box with their personalities. You're that. Well, whatever teaching I have in my mind is not going to work you in any capacity.
Yeah, I
they
mean-
tell you in some sort of format like, how do I get the best out of this kid? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I've got the 3 boys, especially in age-wise,
yeah.
are very close. And it's not like, what? How does one of you like beans? One of you only has barbecue sauce, and one of you only have... It's like, surely, what do you mean you want 3 separate meals? Are you stupid? That ain't happening. What's the matter with you?
I think with my kids in the future, one, they'll be adopted. So there'll be an element of just like, for me, they already come from a place that there wasn't love. So the first thing that they literally are going to be like, you're secure here and you have love, no matter what. But I'm also going to build you as to know how to do simple stuff. So you'll know how to play a board game.
Yep.
and you'll know that it's okay to lose because you're gonna learn. I'll be like, oh my god, do you remember the thing you did here? Say we were playing drafts or chess or whatever, and they were like, oh, and I lost doing that move. I was like, oh, what are you not gonna do next time? I'm not gonna do
But
that.
that
move
also
next time.
prepares them mentally for the future because
that's incredible.
Life
Yeah.
isn't.
I wish I'd learned how to lose at board games and not start throwing board games.
And the element is there was capability in there, but sometimes I feel like parents and guardians and stuff, when they are playing board games with you, that they're not allowing. There's a situation. There's an experiment they did right with rats, and the smaller rats wouldn't play with the bigger rats if the bigger rats sometimes didn't let them win. And I feel like there's an element of you have to kind of exactly.
What are they trying to win, by the way?
No, but just in the sense of just playing any games. Like all animals play games, dolphins jump around and things, and you race or whatever, blah blah blah. And it's all this hierarchy situation. But if you're never allowed to win, you will stop playing and you won't want to play with them again. Or they're like, oh, I won again, woo! You're like, never playing with you again.
Whoops, I went a little bit wrong with parenting.
Yeah.
Even from kids, I remember even doing it with their puddings. 1 for you, 1 for me. 2 for you, 1, 2 for me.
Just go.
But
for it.
everything was a race. Everything was a competition. That's just the way, obviously, I was brought up. Everything was a competition.
Well, I wasn't allowed to win at chess for a high proportion of my life against my dad. Like, mum was like,
Is
just
that
let him
because
win.
you couldn't win?
Yeah, I couldn't win because I was 8, but I couldn't win chess, right? So my dad taught me chess, and I didn't beat him until I was, I think, 13. I beat him consistently from that moment. Then he started wanting to play because he was just like, wait a minute. But I was like, no, you taught me how to beat you. You taught me all of your moves over the last 5 years.
Yeah, you've been studying for 5 years.
So I
You
just
know
wrote down some of the stuff that he was doing and then mirrored it and then defeated him.
outsmart by the what is it? The Jedi. Padawan.
Yeah. But like the thing is about it is, I think when it comes to parenting, I'm not one. Callum's not one. You are one. The problem is
And they
your-
don't come with a handbook.
your kid is nothing like anyone else's or the other kids sat next to them that you made as well.
No.
And they need completely different things. But what I tell you, every kid needs, they need boundaries, and they need to know that you love them without beating the crap out of them. But they need to know there are situations just like that's going to happen. But I need to know. But if I say this to you, do I get the best out of you? So if I'm saying that I don't want you to do this, and you're going to go, rah, rah, what way can I limit that reaction that you're going to give me back without giving
I
me what you
think it
want?
also comes with trial and error.
Oh,
Because like one of my
Yes.
sons, he has a habit of trying to wind everybody up,
yeah.
but won't just when you go
Can you take it though?
stop. No,
That's the funny thing.
No.
That's the funny thing. Everyone I know who
he
does
can
that.
give it out
No, cannot
as
take
soon as
it.
you find something on him,
Mate.
My God,
Done.
that is it.
Done.
He won't talk to you for hours, days, months.
Oh my God, I was at, sorry, my nephew, if you watch this, you probably don't, but he took some food from someone else's plate,
Yep.
and they were like, what are you doing? He was like, from his mum's. She was like, no, it's mine. And so anyway, his food came, she took something, he lost it.
Yep.
Lost
That is exactly
it.
what one of my sons is like.
Crazy.
I do that to my nephews, mate.
What?
Too right.
But it teaches them a lesson.
But
if
my
you're going
niece-
to take.
If I said, oh, Chip, she'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
She wouldn't care.
No.
She
And it's
wouldn't
not
care.
like you
She'd
different
offer you. She'd be
parent-
like, do you want this?
Yeah.
He can't do that.
No.
That's his personality. So there's no way, but it's so hard. Be like, oh, we're just taking one. We're winding him the crap up. We got to learn to rewind that.
And that's like with now, like I'd normally, when he's winding up, he's waiting for me to go off my head. So like Pax, like he was doing it last night at the table. I was like, Charlie, see your ass? He's like, yep. Fuck off to bed. And he was expecting the whole, he was like, what? You heard? And I did it nice and calmly. Carried on the conversation, and he carried on doing it. So I put my hand on the shoulder and went, off you go. He was like, no,
You
no,
mean
no.
it?
And he was like looking, I was like, so I just pulled the chair out. Off you go. And then we went outside and had a cup of tea with the rest of them. And he was like, what? So obviously, it all depends on what he's in or what mood I'm in. And obviously, life's been chucking it. Other times, I just want to grab him by his neck and go, get upstairs.
Yeah.
Obviously,
You can't do it with every single one.
No.
Like my youngest son, they copy, don't they? But he's 11. He's about to go into secondary school. And I'm trying to say to him, look, listen, mate, you need to kind of, and I'm probably going to get shot down by some of the people that are listening. Brothers will fight.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm telling you, my youngest son is going to be bigger than his two brothers, and I've warned him. I am telling you, when he gets to a certain size and a certain
he's
age,
taking
and
you
a mature,
down.
mate, he is going to smash you all over the place.
Yeah.
They're like, no, he won't, no, he won't, he won't. And I'm like, Benjamin, you need to start sticking up for yourself.
Oh yeah, because
mate.
he's got all of this kind of like inside hate for them for years, and then he gets
Mate,
big.
It's going to be the conversation of, yeah, Benjamin's gone to town on Junior. Really? Oh God.
Told you.
Yeah, I'll be like, well done, mate. High five, mate. Yeah, don't hit your brother again.
What is on the agenda? Do we have another one or what was?
We do, but we
here we
just skip it because we're currently on 36 minutes.
Oh,
so
we're over establishing
we just,
ourselves. That's right.
We just
Kids
move,
and tennis. There
we
you go.
just move on to WOW.
Oh.
Where's it? Words of wisdom.
What? Do you know what? I did not get that.
Gonna kick it off. Are you ready?
Wow.
Shall
Let's just
shall
say
I
that.
go? Naturally, no. You go first, Scott.
Oh,
because
yeah,
otherwise
you gotta leave
you
yours
got
at
a
the
tough
end,
act
yeah.
to follow.
Yeah. You go first, Scott. What do you
So
got?
my one is basically. So it was given. The words of wisdoms were given to me a little while ago by a female Buddhist
Ooh,
on the Bath Road. You know the temple on the Bath Road?
I know, of course I know.
Yeah, and basically it's when I was probably at one of my lowest points, and I'd attempted something very, very stupid. But obviously at the time there was no light, there was no dark. It was just I wanted off. And when I explained to her, and very calmly, she didn't judge me like other people have. Or, you know, well, you shouldn't do this, and you should do it for your kids. You blah blah blah. None of that. Don't do it for God or nothing. And all she turned around and said was, "One more day." I was like, "What do you mean?" She said, "Well, I'm not going to say do it. I'm not going to say not do it, or do it for this reason, or don't do it for that reason. Just don't do it for one more day." I was like, "Okay." So I didn't think about it for one more day. I just got through that one more day. And then I went back and said, "Well, now what?" She went, "One more day." And that's all she ever said was, "One more day." But you could speak about other stuff, but she never made it that you should do it for Buddha or Allah or whoever. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for your kids. It was just do one more day.
No.
One more day.
One more day. That's
One
a
more.
good one.
And that's my words of wisdom. One more day.
That's lovely. I like that. Just before we get to Callan's mind-blowing wow.
He's got quite excited about this.
He's been talking it up. Mine is don't be afraid. I think in life there are so many things you may be afraid to take that next stepping stone, to have that conversation, to get that thing done. Windscreen wipers. But just don't be afraid. Honestly, everything you're thinking about doing is worse here than it is in reality. So get it done. Don't be afraid to have those difficult conversations. Like on this morning, I just found out my friend's sister just died, and I just found out my other friend's dad just died. There's an element of like, don't be afraid to have those conversations or to make sure that you have that time for that person that you might have fallen out with and you haven't got that time for, whatever. Like, in the end, there's going to be a point that you actually can't speak to them anymore. So you got to be a little bit mindful that you don't want to have as many regrets. So don't be afraid to just do it.
I think that's key, really, because the end goal of your worry is always a better feeling. Like, I mean, you could go and speak to a client, for example, who you're petrified of talking to. And then after that, you're like, all of a sudden you've got a relationship with them, you're starting doing work. So that feeling there is always bigger than the panic you've had before.
Massively.
And it applies to so many different fields, like you said. It applies to friends, difficult situations, work, whatever it might be. It's always better to get off your chest, isn't it, and go for it. And then next time you go through that situation, you're going to have that experience there.
That's why I'm going to phone my friend later. I know in the sense that they don't want me to, but I'm just going to phone them. And I'll be like, hey, we can talk about anything, or you don't answer, but you know I phoned you.
Sometimes it's just knowing that that person reached out, whether you want to talk to them or not.
It's weird when there's sad news that happens in your life, that people that reach out and people that don't. It's very weird.
Yeah, I've been very surprised.
So weird. You're like,
in the last 2
how
years,
is
I've
it
been
this person
very
and not
surprised.
this person? I expected it. did nothing, and this person won't leave me alone, and there's no way I thought it'd be them.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa.
Yeah. That I can vouch for that 100%.
Callan, what is your wow?
As you breathe right now, another takes their last. So stop complaining and learn to live your life with what you have.
Dun, dun, dun. It's true.
It's good, right?
It's true.
That was good. I'll
That
give
was
you that.
really
That's
good.
why he was bigging it up, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's-
it popped up on me the other day.
Yeah, well, that's the end of the
so it's
podcast
right.
on that one.
We've got nothing
That
to
is
say.
me. But yes, people, just remember there's people out there who
Taking
are
their
in
last
a
breath.
much worse situation than you.
Yeah.
So just keep going. And on that note, this podcast is not going to keep going because I'm switching it off.
What episode is this?
This is episode 20.
Shut
Yeah,
up!
big 20.
We got to the 20.
You got the
Mad.
Wow.
We're getting close.
That is.
We're getting close.
Dude, when are we going to have a party?
I told you 100.
He's going to come back on, isn't he?
I know.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've had kind of discussion.
Oh, have we?
He's going to be here one day.
Yeah.
Because
You'll
obviously he's
see,
moving on to his next.
Well, we're going to talk about it. It's going to be all about it next week. yeah.
unless you've
yes,
been
'cause that's one.
unless you've been stalking my Instagram profile, you will not know what I look like.
Oh,
I
yeah.
will be on the table.
I'm looking
in due
forward to
course.
this.
Right. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye,
See you
people.
next
Bye,
time.
guys.
Bye, bye, bye.